If everybody will stand, we'll have our prayer.
Lord, thank you for giving us this day, and thank you for taking care of us. And Lord, we thank you for our county and our communities. And Lord, thank you for giving us this this process that we have to go about taking care of problems. And Lord, we just pray that you'd watch over today's proceedings, Lord, and guide the decisions that are made and the words that are said. That the business is done and be pleasing to you. Father, we thank you for these that serve, that are making these decisions. Just ask you to bless them. And Father, we ask you to bless our first responders and our military today, and keep a special hand upon them. And Lord, we just ask you to bless our great country, Father, and keep it back in the right direction, Lord, in our state, our communities as well. Lead and guide us and direct us. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Our pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving flags. Okay. Set to go together. Got a little kickback from those mics there. Mark, if you want to start with I don't know if you've got a handout for anybody else.
Yes, sir, we do.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all allowing us to be here with you this morning once again. I think I've met everybody. I know we've got some new faces behind the seats there, but we have met previously. My name is Mark Taylor. I'm the president of Traylor and Associates. We're out of Tyler, and we have been procured by the county to assist with the ARPA program. Back in October, we met with the county. We went over a lot of the items, and what we'd like to do today is just kind of recap, make sure everybody's on the same page. I know there's been a few changes since then. Kind of take a look at some of these dollars, see what we want to do. We want to rearrange into these dollars and try to get on down the road and get some of these items procured for the county that I know you're in great need of. Here with me this morning is once again is Tammy Young. She's kind of my right arm and kind of keeps me in line on all this stuff. And I apologize, our projector doesn't show off real well, but we'll do the best we can with it. What is up here is exactly what's in the handouts provided to you. Once again, this workshop is for y'all's benefit. If I'm going too fast, tell me to slow down. If I'm recapping stuff y'all don't want recapped, tell me to pick up the pace a little bit. If we need to clarify anything, we'll be more than happy to do that. The first page here, once again, let's just kind of take a look at that and recap what's taken place up to this point in time. Thank you, Judge. I think that did help a little bit there.
Mark, before you get started, for those that are in the audience that doesn't realize this, there where it says yes beside that, that is not a guarantee that we're doing those things. And that's one of the reasons that we are meeting here today. We do have some new faces here with us today. Jody and me both joining the commissioners. And so some of those things are going to change along the way. And just want you in the audience to realize just because it says yes there, those have not been voted on as of this point. So, and I know that we just have 4 or 5 here today. If you do have a question, it is an open meeting. Normally we have that early for open comments and stuff. If you have something, if we get to something that interests you along this form here, if you will raise your hand, and as long as it don't get out of hand, and I guess I'm the judge of if it's out of hand or not, but we'll let you speak for a couple minutes. Try to answer your questions. I think I speak with all 4 of the commissioners here. We're wanting to be open towards y'all as our community and doing what's best for our community. So questions are welcome. Like I said, I don't want a 30-minute ramble, but if we can answer one of your questions, please raise your hand, and we'd love to hear from our people of Titus County as well. Sorry about that, Mark. Go ahead.
Real quickly, I did notice there's 2 light switches over there.
We can turn one of those off as well.
I'll be glad to do it. Y'all
Yeah.
let me know if it's too dark or helps any, or...
I think that helps a whole lot.
Yeah,
If they don't bother y'all in the crowd, because we still got light up here. I'm old enough, I need light to see, so we're good, I think. Everybody, can y'all see that out there? Or y'all, okay, everybody's good.
I'm trying to get where I'm not in anybody,
Do y'all have a copy of that handout as well? Okay, so that's what's on the screen, so we can go from there.
okay. If I need to turn this mic back on, just let me know, but I don't know if that's what's causing the feedback or not, but I did turn it off.
I think Barbara's is on, so we'll be good. You turn yours off too? Okay, we're good then. Just speak loud.
So once again, let's just kind of recap. Once again, on April of last year, time is moving on. Y'all did authorize utilizing the standard allowance as it relates to the ARPA funds. And once again, what that amounts to is the best way I can explain it is similar to your income tax. If you take a standard deduction on your income tax, you don't have to go back and document that or anything else. With the ARPA funds, you can take up to your allocation of $10 million, whichever is less, and claim it in the lost revenue column. What that does, that gives you the ability to utilize these funds for a much greater purpose. Basically, what that amounts to is anything, not necessarily just Titus County, but anything a county would customarily expend grant dollars on, or not grant dollars, but general revenue dollars on, that opens these funds up to allow you to expend those for the same thing that you would customarily spend your dollars on. So once again, it opens the field up a lot broader for you and lets you meet a lot greater needs within your county with these funds. The county did elect to do that, so all of the funds that y'all have, once again, have been claimed as lost revenue. Once again, we had the workshop. We kind of went over the items, and we're going to go back over those items again today, one by one, answer any questions, make any changes y'all want. And Tammy will be doing that on this screen as we go along, so you'll kind of see the numbers change as we go along up here as well. Kind of some dates to keep in mind. December the 31st, 2024, all funds must be obligated. December 31st, 2026, all funds must be expended. Program closed out, done, over with, in the history books. As far as, once again, the definition of obligation based on the Federal Treasury's definition is an order placed for property and services and entering into contracts, sub-award, and similar transactions that require payments. Once again, you've locked that money up. You cannot take it and use it for anything else. You have obligated that money for that specific purpose. And that has to happen, once again, before December 31st, 2024. And that's what we're looking at with the funds that we have here today. So, next page. The award amount that the county received, $6,361,304. So you'll kind of go down, we'll kind of start going down our list here. The first thing that was discussed is the Titus Regional Medical Center. And the Commissioner's Court discussed and decided to allocate $180,000 for that purpose. Questions, comments?
Has the hospital, have they had money, have they got COVID money too though, when they was in this process?
I'll go back and double check. Most hospitals did receive ARPA funding.
Right, and 'cause, if they did, I just, we could allocate that somewhere else, right? If we didn't decide it.
Yes, absolutely.
Because, if they got
I'd like to speak with Terry on that at the hospital there. We're definitely going to wait on that 180 there, or I say we're going to wait. I'd like to speak with Terry and them and see what they got. They also are a taxing entity themselves, and so if they need some more money, they could come up with some tax revenue there. But let me speak with. I'm speaking on all y'all's behalf, I guess, and shouldn't be, to speak with Terry and kind of see what kind of funding they got there, and let's put a weight beside that instead of a go. Mark, one thing that I would like to ask you about on the 6.3, has y'all's fees been taken out of that already, or when did those fees for y'all?
No, sir, Tammy, help me out. Do we have
It's a
that
period
picture?
of time when y'all located.
Okay.
Because
That-
there is an executed contract.
Right, so that's your money, so it's taken out already.
That's
So-
reduced for the amount of available funds.
So the 6.1 is our money. You've been taken care of out of that,
Yes.
so that we don't come down here to the end and spend, and you hadn't been, okay.
Now, once again, just for clarification for everybody on that, once again, the top line is the total amount you awarded, and then what's obligated, and once again, that did go to commissioners.
Right, yes, sir.
Commissioners Court voted on that procurement. At this point in time, we have not invoiced the county, but that is the dollar amount that's offset that we set aside for our services.
Perfect.
So that leaves you to obligate within the county $6,171,000 and some change.
Well, while we're on the medical part of it, we have a contract with the city of Mount Pleasant for our fire protection. Can we pay those funds, the $1.3 million? We owe them that for 2 years, so we owe them 2.6. Can that come out of these funds here and be paid to them?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
What, right now?
Yes, ma'am.
What do we need to do that, Mark? I know that there's some purchasing requirements, but I mean, we don't really go out for bids for fire. We can't wait for someone to come from Pittsburgh or Silver Springs. So what do we need in our files in order to do that?
And we'll work with you on that. But basically, what we're looking at on that is, and as Barbara says, you don't have any options on it.
Right.
That is a sole source provider.
Okay.
We document the fact that is the sole source for the emergency service. That is who the county has been contracting with. And there again, any general revenue expenditures that a county would customarily incur. Y'all already got a documented history.
Right.
That y'all are, this is the arrangement that y'all have for several years.
Well, in my opinion, I don't know if you can add that onto there as a way to yes or what, so that when we do get a motion for that I'd like to have that, it's going to be 2.6. Is that right, Barbara? That we'd owe the city and some change. So I guess we could put it at 2.7, and that would take care of that.
Okay, Judge, just for clarification, annually, what is that cost?
1.3 million.
1.3?
Yes, sir.
All right, and so y'all are discussing paying that for 2023 and 2024?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir. I don't have a motion for that, but that's,
And the reason I ask, once again, just pleasure the court, make sure everybody understands. You can definitely do that, there's no problem with doing that, but once again, the money has to be expended by the end of 2026.
but we'd be fine with
it.
it.
Pleasure the court to go farther, that is an option that's available for y'all.
Right. We just have a 2-year contract that I would like to see come out of these funds here. And Barbara, do you feel that 2.7 would take care of that, Barbara? Or?
I'd like to get that information and email it to them so that they can update this and actually
Okay.
get a strong figure.
Okay, let's put 2.7 there, Tammy, and I think that's a little more, but Barbara can get you a firm number on that, and then we can go from there. Sorry about that, I just wanted to get that.
Once again, that's the purpose behind this workshop.
Okay.
All right, so Northeast Texas Short Line Railroad, the Commissioners Court have discussed providing $50,000 for that.
I don't think we need to put that in that railroad. I think we need to take that off and put it back to something else.
And I'll agree.
Everybody else, opinions?
Do we, is that just a fee we set, or is that every year fee for that?
No, that's just a one-time grant that they, or not grant, but monies that they were wanting to send over there, Judge Lee. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we probably ought to do something. I don't know if we need to go 50 or not, but I really don't have a problem with the 50 on it. But
Would that be money?
that's something that is helping not only the county and city, but it's also helping some of our industries if we can get that up and going.
That is up and going. That line there
Is that
has been
money?
taken over.
But aren't they having to do some work and stuff on it?
My understanding, I talked to Scott Lee over at Franklin County, and they didn't give any money to them, and they benefit from that as well. But he said they're making a profit there, which I don't. Okay. I'm not saying that we don't need to give them anything, but I think 50,000 is pretty stout. But I mean, we're here together. I'm not one, so yeah. So I guess we can put that as a weight. Or do you want to move that figure down some, Jimmy, to 25? Or?
I wouldn't mind going 25 on it.
Everybody else?
You know, if that money went to helping rebuild some of that, that would be a great deal, but, you know, we just don't know where that money's going to.
Why don't we move it to 25 and let me speak with Galen? They have a meeting this month and next month, and then kind of see what they want to do with these funds. I don't mind helping them if it's for maintenance as far as cross ties or something like that to maintain the railroad, but I don't want to just give them 50,000 or 25,000 to do with what they want to do with.
I agree.
I agree.
Everybody good with that? Well, let's move that figure to 25,000, and I will speak with Nate Preford and Galen and Adams and see what their plans are with that money, and then we can go forward with that. So we'll move that to 25.
25,000 and change that to weight for right now?
Yes, sir. And Mark, at one time, Judge Lee had told you that he would be the contact with that. I think that Scott Lee is the president of that now, and Brian's not on that board. So I don't know the process of getting them that money. If we do decide to do that, that'll be something that we'll need to check with them as well about, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're more than happy to coordinate on that.
Perfect.
To make sure whatever we need to do comes into place.
The fire department thing is down at the bottom on there, so when we get down to that, that's come off with the,
That's.
2.78, it's listed on the bottom.
I'm not arguing with him. I think that was funds that we were thinking about building a fire station with. That's down there at the bottom, so we can change that figure out.
I was going to change that down there to that.
But that's a different dog, yes, Barbara.
Saying there's two different things. The 2.7 for the city, but the 992,000 is if we build our own, our separate. Well, there's discussion. I don't know what the decision is.
Hadn't been a decision made on it.
It's fine. I think that's fine, Judge Cooper brought that down.
Tell you what, let's do then, and I appreciate that clarification.
Right.
Since it is two separate things, let's take just a minute, and Tammy, if you would, let's go ahead and add a row up here and put that in, because that's going to come into our dollars.
And the trouble getting roads in it.
I may be overstepping my bounds here, but where it's got the EDC there, you might, if you'll let us talk about it, you might have a spot to put that fire department. Can't guarantee that yet, but.
And that's the next thing up. Not Pleasant EDC, y'all had allocated $500,000 to that.
I think we need to scratch that off of there because I don't feel like we need to give them money that we don't know what's being used for, in my opinion.
Yeah. Jimmy, we got discussion on that. Problem I got with it is when they come, they didn't know exactly what it was just, and I don't know that we can even use money the way they were wanting to use it. They were just wanting to put it in a fund and use it when they needed it. I don't think that is possible through these funds, but you know more about that, Mark, than I.
We'd have to dig into that a little bit deeper. I'm not prepared to say for sure that would not be eligible, but
Right.
yes, sir, we'd have to take a look at that.
Definitely be on the teeter-totter for sure, I think.
Because it'd be a time frame, and then that time frame may lapse.
Right.
We'd be in trouble.
I'm good with what Jeff has said on that. I don't know how everybody else feels. Jimmy, you good with that?
Yeah.
Dana?
Yes,
Jody?
I'm good with it.
We'll take that off, the five. I think at one time it was 6, and I think that's 5 there.
So that's being totally removed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so, now we're not removing the road, we're just going to replace the PDC.
The fire.
No, it's City of Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
Let her know we all think alike now, so I didn't overstep.
2.7.
Leave her alone. We don't want to do without her. Don't run her out of the office.
That's the reason I have her on that thing.
Absolutely.
Everybody's waiting on me, and I can't do that. All right, so once again, just to kind of back up a little bit, if y'all will look, this yellow box, that's what we keep an eye on over there, and we've got that set, so as we scroll up, hopefully that won't move, and you'll kind of see where we're at as we go along. But at this point in time, we're over obligated a little bit over $2 million.
Yes, sir.
All right, next thing that was on there was the annex facade at $250,000.
For y'all that are out there and talking about the annex, that's across the street there, the old Guaranty building. If you've seen the black rock and stuff that's coming off of it, so people don't. We've got so many different court spots, and sometimes they don't know exactly where we're talking about. So that's what they are talking about there. It's across the street.
Because it is a big eyesore when people come and see it falling off like that, and
Not just a big eyesore, but I'm worried about a little bit of it falling and our liability of it falling and hitting people and
Hitting
stuff.
somebody, yeah.
Have we talked with a lawyer about that? I mean, an architect, Barbara, about that at all? I know we've had some calls.
We're going to have to, the court's going to have to make a decision for what you want to do about the architect. Historically, we have used different designs, but I know that there are some other architects out there who are interested in participating in this. So y'all will have to decide, if you want to go out for a different architect or stay with Preferred, and then we'll have to move through that little process. The design that has to be done and the bonding, which your, I don't know how that works. There's different kinds of bonding that we'll have to have from the actual contractor and those kinds of things. Because of the amount of the project, if it's going to be this kind of money, I think it's going to require there's two kinds of performance and some of the project. So this has to affect your decision. Or my recommendation would be to go out and look at, give other architects an opportunity. Nothing against Preferred, they've done a great job for us, very good job for us. But I don't know if they have done courthouse square kind of,
Yeah, absolutely.
those kinds of things.
Let's put that in there at, I don't know that 250 will take care of that. I don't know that we don't need to move that to 300. And I hope we can get it done for that.
I think this line item is going to need to include all the costs, including the architect
And stuff.
whatever else comes.
Any discussion on moving it to 300 or leaving it as is, or? You know what
We'll
the-
leave it as is until we get into it, and we
Okay.
have to take from something else to make
Okay.
a difference. So
we'll leave that 250 there then. Everybody good with that? Okay. And there's still a wait there. What do we have to do as far as moving that from a wait? If we want to send that out for bids with our architects and all, do we need to go ahead and put that as a yes to move forward with that, Mark? Or?
Yes, sir, I'd recommend that. That way we've documented the pleasure of the court and the fact that y'all are requesting to go ahead and start the process.
And we still can come back if those funds aren't enough, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How do y'all feel about making that a yes so that we can move forward and get with the architects and move? Okay. That'll be a yes then, Mark.
And if we could, let's back up to the contract with the fire department. Do we want to change that to a yes as well?
Absolutely a yes, sir.
Yeah.
Y'all want to why don't we take a vote on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think it's unanimous. Yes, we'll put a yes beside it.
Okay, and the next item on there, we have the 45 AC units, 400,000.
Yes, sir. I want to speak a little bit about that. I've been getting bills, come in the office in January and get a bill. I don't know, Monica, no closer. We've gotten one, seems like every week, for $3,000 and $4,000 a unit. My understanding that those units are about 11 to 12 years old. So we're behind the 8 ball on that. And I think I think 45 units is what they were talking about would cover the whole county, so that we go in, replace all the air conditioners and all, and then I don't know how much longer y'all gonna be here, but
All except the ones, Ken,
that are just newly been put in.
Just newly put in. Yeah.
Yes, and that, so that figure may go down a little bit on the 45 units, and I think 45 would be the maximum is what they were figuring. And I would really like to, I think it saved the county money by replacing those that hadn't been replaced in the last year or so, because they're 12 years old. Like I said, when they come in and need a new unit now, they're $4,000 and $5,000, $6,000 a pop, and I think if we can get that done all at once, then we've got maintenance and warranties on those for the next 5 to 10 years is what it. So I'd like to see us move forward with that.
I think we should too.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody in agreement? So we're going to make that a yes as well on the air conditioning units.
As far as for clarification purposes for us, as far as determining which one of those units need to be replaced, who do we coordinate with them?
We will do that with Woods. That's who our contract is with right now. Is that not right, Barbara?
Yes, sir.
So Woods would be the one that could tell you those that need to be replaced and those that don't. And then my understanding is then y'all would find the bids on that for those 45 different units.
Yes, sir. We would assist the county with the procurement on that.
Since we're under contract with them, will we have to bid that out?
Yes. Mark's question.
And to clarify that, we need to back up and the contract that y'all are currently under. Can y'all tell us or give us some information as far as how that came about? Did y'all go through the procurement process on that?
We did go through the procurement process on that, but it's only a service contract.
Okay.
It's only for service.
Only for service.
Yes, now there have been some that have been, just completely broken and had to be replaced, and I think that's what Mr. Parker's talking about. We don't want to replace the ones that have been replaced.
Right, yeah.
It was just a service contract.
Okay.
So I have a question about that. Wood is they have our service contract. Can they bid on this project as well?
200 would potentially look at that as a conflict of interest. We've got a little bit of leeway on that. Once again, we'll be glad to get more down in the weeds on that. But as it pertains to procurement procedures, and going back and tying that to lost revenue. Under the lost revenue, you do not have to fully comply with what's referred to as the Code of Federal Regulations or CFR procurement procedures. You can utilize customary procedures that the county would utilize in a situation like this.
With those 45 units, and like I said, I keep speaking, need to shut up, I guess. With those 45 units, my opinion is if we can bid those out locally, our local people have a chance to bid on those. I 100% want them having a chance to bid on it. Would including there's 2 others that would want to bid, I think, here in the county. Everybody good with locals getting the bid on that?
Yes.
And then we've got laptop computers. And we got 4,300 in for that.
Do we know how many computers that would be, Barbara?
I think it'll be 4.
Would it be for all elected officials or just,
No, that, I put those in there only for the auditor's office because of payroll and accounts payable. In the event of COVID or something like that, we need to keep payroll moving and we need to keep the accounts payable going. I don't believe any other official submitted anything like that. There may be other needs that we have. I put those in here as a request just for the auditor's office.
Ms. Applewhite back there would probably need one as well, especially if we're moving that. So we.
That number may need to be increased.
I would like 2 for my office, because we have those,
3, 7.
forms that come in for probate and stuff that we have to be able to account for. We were closed like last week, and we want to look into those forms because we have access.
We could use one in the county, in our office, so that you could do OPCs. You need a computer, Jim?
I got one. That's what I got when I was in the office, was a laptop.
Yeah, it could probably go to 1 because I do have one for me in my office, but we could have one for the person that's going to be opening up our e-files. That would be good.
Dana, Barbara, this is a question for both of you, I guess. If we do move Ms. Sharon over to do the payroll with her, would that be one of the computers that go with her? So one would be sufficient for you and one for you. So.
Well, my question is, I'm budgeted for the new computer system, and I'm going to do that. Now, would we want to use some of these funds for that, and then some of those budgeted funds would fall back into, or do we want, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, that's a decision for the court to make. You know, do y'all want to use these American Rescue Plan funds for that, or you want to take that out of individual budgets? Like the treasurer's office has, when we did the budget over the summer, we increased what was there because we knew there was no treasurer. I think your office is the only one that got extra funds. My office didn't get extra funds. The county clerk did.
Right, because our computer has not been updated.
But that may be something if we do that you could use your laptop there at the office and just plug into it.
And so I was going to get a laptop
Anyway, okay.
for the budgeted funds that were budgeted. So my question was, do you want to use some of these funds for that, and then that would fall back into the budget?
My opinion would be better to use these funds for that computer, and we would need one for the judge's office as well.
1 or 2.
2.
Now, there's one concern that I have that I don't know if there's anything we can do about it. We can get these computers, we can get them set up, we can take them home with us, and depending on where you live,
Your
they
internet.
still not have access.
better get your car and drive down the road?
Get your husband, hold the antenna out top.
Do you think 10,000 would be enough to cover all the computers for judges and?
There's 9 here. And, you know, I don't know what else we would have to have. I'm not a techie person, so I don't know if we're buying just a computer, if we're going to be buying some modems or some hookup kind of things like that. 10,000 might be reasonable, but it also could mean that we would need, you know, something. I just don't know that.
Yeah.
Did Sean give you a price on those, Barbara?
He gave me a price on that 4,300, but that was right when COVID hit.
For how many of those was that?
That was 4 for 4,300, but that was, you know, 2 years ago.
And how many are you total looking at there now?
Well, 9.
9.
9.
I think 10 will be, let's put 10,000 there.
I have a purchasing question. We generally buy our equipment like this from K-Bro, but K we have a service contract with them as well. So we're going to have to talk about the purchasing method for that.
we're gonna leave that
So we
away.
want to take weight off of this and go ahead and spend it for this now, right?
I think we need to move forward with it because Dana's going, Mrs. Applewhite will need hers soon, and especially if we're moving Sharon over there, that'll give you the 2 computers in your office there to do payroll and stuff in case we are shut down.
Are you saying you want me to use out of my funds?
No, we're going to get you a computer in this. So,
You never know when we're going to have an emergency.
right. So we'll move forward with that as a
We only
yes.
had one last week.
Yeah.
Next line item is cybersecurity improvements. And allocated $37,000.
That's another problem that we're running into with that. The people that do ours, we are contracted with them. Is that going to be a problem? If it's not a problem, I definitely, we're not updated to where we need to be on the CyberNet, but that is with a contracted vendor that we use.
There again, we'll need to go back and look at that contract and see about how that contract came to be in place.
So that's your problem then. We'll move.
I think this could possibly be a sole source, because I don't know that any other vendor who's not managed the county resources for IT is going to be able to give us what we need, because they did a detailed evaluation of, I hate to say, the insecurities within our system. And I don't know if we want anyone else to know what those insecurities are. I mean, but you'll have to tell us how to know.
Yeah, that's something, well, there again, we'll just have to dig into.
Well, we want to put that as a priority to move forward, and as soon as we can get that going.
One thing I would like to present to the Commissioners Court, and one thing that Treasury said they're fine with, doing it in some other areas. Payroll is something that is easily documented. You have documents on file for it, frontwards and backwards, as to who was paid, how much they were paid, and so forth. Some of the clients we have are going back and covering part of their payroll for last year. That money's already been out, but once again, you can go back and recapture funds that have already been expended. So if you cover $200,000 worth of payroll out of last year's budget, that's $200,000 that is no longer flagged as ARPA funds.
So, are we saying that we can cover sheriff department budget last year?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, those numbers have been audited, they've been through the whole process, courts already approved those. Reimburse those to the county, and then the county can use those funds through procurement the way we've done everything else.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Barbara, will you get us a figure on that? Because that's our base expense is the sheriff's department.
It is, but it's not limited, it's just any payroll.
Any payroll. And there again, I can provide you that documentation.
So we can
A lot of it.
allocate a lot of this to, I mean, any office, we could do the county clerk, the treasurer, commissioners.
Off the top of your head, salary-wise, what are we looking at over at the sheriff's department? Over.
$4 million or so.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm it's payroll and benefits.
Yeah, and whatever the total expense is.
Well, if we did the sheriff's department that, we'd be out of funds, we'd be done. Then he wouldn't have near as much work to do.
I would have more work.
Absolutely. We're not worried about that. It's us that we're worried now. I'm just kidding. Let's let Barbara look at that, but let's go down through here and keep going with what we're going, but that definitely may be an answer to solve a lot of things up.
Then we've got, I believe these were portable air cleaner units. There was 3 of them, allocated amount of $4,000.
Again, those were for the auditor's office because we are in that squeezed-in little area, and we met the requirements, as did other offices, because we had to be here for payroll.
with us moving with those computers so that you can move home, then I'm not being ugly about it, but we might can do without that 4. If we do get into a situation with the COVID or whatever, then we can separate with the computers and save that 4,000. So my opinion is to take that off, but.
I agree.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Dana? Jim? Yeah. Take that off then.
Jimmy, if you would, why don't you just remove the dollar amount? Yeah. And then we'll go back and we can make adjustments later to that, but we'll just remove that dollar amount out of there. And then we've got grant support staff at an allocated amount of $60,000.
My suggestion is to keep waiting on that as well. Barbara, I feel like I'm stepping on Barbara's toes. If we do go with the county part of that, with that, I'm not saying you're not going to have some work to do, but it's not going to be to the 60,000 figure that I would think. So
I'm comfortable with us waiting.
waiting on it. I don't want to take it away, but let's wait on that. And everybody good with that, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Guys, y'all speak up. I'm not trying to. Okay, everybody's good. And like I said, Barb, not going away with it, but if we do go with the fire department and the sheriff's department, then I'm hoping that's going to take a lot of your load.
Well, I think,
There'll still be some, but
if we do that, I think it's going to increase my load.
not by the 60,000 worth.
Well, that's.
'Cause that'll be just a-
part-time person.
Right.
Someone to come and do that, the grant piece of that. But what's going to happen is all these other things that we're going to purchase, we're still going to have to meet the purchasing requirements. Gathering the specs, getting it in the newspaper, getting it back, getting it to court, all of those things, but we're not going to have to meet that 200 CFR, the federal piece that has all, we had to have the seatbelt rule and all those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So there'll be more work for my office, what we're talking about, but it will be work that does not have to rise to the level of the federal purchasing. It can just follow state law.
You're talking about on the other equipment, not necessarily this part of it. I got you. Okay. Let's leave that as a wait then. As well as the postage in office, I'll go ahead and put that as a wait there as well. Everybody good with that?
The next line items on there is the postage and office supplies related to ARPA. There was $1,000 allocated for that.
We're going to wait on it as well.
Okay. All right, now we're down to the shared items that the commissioners have discussed that they shared between the 4 precincts. First item on there was a used water truck, and $60,000 was allocated for that.
Mark, I've got a question on that. There's been a couple that we have run across that have been what we were looking for, basically like the one we got. And we, I mean, since it's a used equipment, and I know we bought that bucket truck, can we do the same thing with this used water truck? If we run across one, can we go ahead and?
Yes, sir. And provide clarification on that for all the commissioners. Used equipment is kind of unique. You cannot go out and do a procurement like you would on new equipment with the specific specs. So the best we can do, and once again, what we're looking at with procurement, we want to ensure that you are utilizing the tax dollars wisely, and the item you're purchasing is not unreasonable. Not the $4,000 hammer that y'all have heard about through the years and things along those lines. So what we do, if y'all will provide us the information and say, we found a water truck, this is the specs on it, this is the price on it, then we will go out, we will search, we will find comparable used equipment to that, and we document the cost of that equipment. And we'll either come back and say, we found what we feel is a comparable piece of equipment. These are the specs on it. this is the age, this is the mileage, this is the size, da-da-da-da-da, and it's half of what they're asking for this one. Can you tell us something that maybe we're not seeing that we need to know about with this truck? Or it could be that it's in the ballpark, in which case we've got the documentation we need to substantiate the purchase of that piece of used equipment.
Well, what, the problem that I've seen is a lot of those things don't sit very long. I mean, if it, how long would we be looking at if, excuse me, there's been two in Tyler that I have seen that, and I just, sometimes if you don't jump on it quick, you're not going to get it. You lose it. So,
if you will, get that to us, send it to me, copy Tammy, and say it's there today. I don't know that it's going to be there tomorrow. We need some answers on this as quickly as possible.
Okay.
And we've already moved on as far as yes goes on that item is already. So all they would need would be an okay from Mark and them.
If everyone's still in agreement with that.
And as long as the amount is at whatever amount you said, or less.
Right.
Then you won't have the budget, you'll be ready to go.
Right.
Well, I think we can do like we done with the bucket truck. I mean, we saved $15,000 on the bucket truck that we had allotted for it, so.
This bucket truck is 60,000.
45.
45, we got it for 45.
45.
Yes.
Okay.
So we'll tell you,
So we can take it off. It's a good machine. We've already got it.
Well, we'll have to add it to that total, but we're going to come down off that total some because of the.
Because that is a good machine, because it's, I've used it, and it's, better than way better than what we had. And it is a good truck.
Well, then we're,
And there again, based on the research we were able to do to support that was a good price.
Yeah. And it's been taken care of.
so the bucket truck's 45,000.
All right, so we've got the next thing is the used reclaimer machine at $350,000.
We're moving forward. That is.
We can, I know those reclaimers are not from around here, and we're going to class this month, and we could get a hold of some vendors that have reclaimers, and we can kind of see what we're looking at this in the next couple of weeks on that reclaimer.
The whole key is here, Dan, is I think we need to move forward with a yes.
Yeah.
That way, when we're at College Station in 2 weeks, if they've got something that y'all want, we can get it and get on the phone with Mark, and he can take care of it pretty quick like.
Yeah, but just, like I said, what we need to do is get, talk to a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them.
Right, while we're down there at
While
school.
we're down there, it'd be a good opportunity.
So it's yes on that. Is what I'm hearing from my commissioners, Mark, they want to be able to move, not with us just saying, yes, you tell us how much time it's going to take if we do find a reclaimer for us to be able to take care of that. I think that's what they're asking.
Yeah, there again, it's going to go back to our ability to find documentation of
Right.
equivalent. You'll let us know the priority, we'll start digging that day.
Okay.
And I apologize, I know what a reclaimer is, but
right.
going on the line, I don't know the prevalence of them on the line to find supporting.
I think we might if we find something there, a week, 2 weeks, maybe we could turn that around less than that. We give them our word and go from there. So
Because with that machine, we got a good one and got an older one. But when everybody this year that's going to look about doing roads, we could,
use one more.
I think we need to keep the old one too.
Oh, definitely.
And
Yeah.
just, work together and get this, I know last year Jimmy didn't do any roads and then John didn't do any roads. But this year,
Everybody needs a road with the rain.
there's
and
no
stuff.
way that I can not do roads I can do roads every day of the month if I could.
Well, we're going to move forward with a yes on that, and then hopefully we're on the phone with you from College Station, calling 911 pretty quick like, so that'll work good.
And then once again, the bucket truck that has been purchased, we adjusted that to $45,000. We'll leave the bucket exact dollar amount. That was it, 45?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, you missed one.
All right, and then the whole bucket truck at $100,000.
y'all still think we need this tanker as
Well,
much as we got ours on?
you know, that, every time you use that truck, that they come out, it's $900 every time you rent that trailer. And plus, if they're over there so many hours, they start charging you every hour.
You got 3 hours there.
And, you know, that's time they leave the complex up here, they get back. And I think, you know, I was been talking to a guy that has a used one, but I was on the phone then trying to get a contact. He told us that if we needed a used one, he could find us one. In fact, the same people that haul our oil to us, he said their company may have a couple of used one they would get rid of. And but if you go $900 at a watt, you know, that's, you could pay for
Each one of us, if we use that $900 and then we break down or something other out there, we're out there 4 hours or 5 hours,
Right.
you got that other added expense there where we could send the driver out there and if it took us all day, if we were broke down,
Send
you know,
him
all
back.
day, then we're still not paying them to
10
haul.
trips you've paid for it.
Yes, and I think,
We're gonna use
I don't
more
think
10
it's going
trips
to
a
cost
year.
that much.
No, I think from what I have gathered and looked at, I think that we can probably get one for half what that is.
Okay. Well, let's move forward with that as a yes as well.
I told him to move forward on it.
That's a
Is that
used.
the used one?
It
Yes,
says
the
new
used
one.
one, yes.
This one says new on the old one.
You know, like I said, you know, the used one, if they're in good shape, then their trailers are in good shape. And,
So you want to change it to a used
oh,
oil
yeah,
tanker?
yeah,
Change it to a used and.
because that used one, you can pay for it pretty quick.
Absolutely.
It would have, you know,
If the new
these-
one's 100,000 and it's 10,000 to rent one, yeah. So we want to just change that to a used.
Yeah.
Want to leave the allocation at 100,000?
Let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
That way
leave it at
if
that
it's-
for now.
I think we could go way under that.
Yeah, I think it'll be way under that, but.
I'm hoping I'll get a price on it, a used one, you know, kind of see while we're here, you know, he may send it back to me today or what.
If so, we can tell Martin and let them go ahead and start researching.
All right, the next item, looking at this, we might have entered this incorrectly. It says new full truck and tractor.
Well, it's
That's
just tractor,
full tractor.
new tractor, full tractor, yeah. Truck tractors, I guess what you just take the end out and leave it as truck tractor.
And I think Tammy was interpreting that a different definition on the tractor part.
That's, but that, the thing about that one is the timetable that the companies we talk to are 6 to 8 months out on a new one. And, you know, we just need to just get back and start talking to, you know, see if they're still eligible to get trucks and stuff.
Well, we'll move forward to that. While we're on the shared items here, as far as tips goes, with the dealerships, I want to put some money in there for 4 just half-ton trucks. If they're on tips, does that qualify them for this?
We have to go back and take a look and see what procurement has done to put them on account.
Same thing with buy board. I mean, tips and buy board are pretty much the same thing.
In some situations, they followed federal procurement 2.200, and in other cases, they did not. And I know, especially like on the buy board, they put a disclaimer on there. If you're utilizing ARPA funds, then you need to go back and review our procurement procedures and make sure you're satisfied with them. And in some instances, they did not follow 2.200 procedures. Now, they followed state procedures, but not 2.200 federal procedures.
Could you check on that with our local dealerships here, the Ford and Chevrolet and GMC? Barbara, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Judge Gilbert. If we do what we discussed with the city of Mount Pleasant and the sheriff's payroll, then we will not necessarily have to follow the 2.200. We can go ahead with tips and buy board and those kinds of things.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
So we don't,
I don't think he needs to take the time to do that if we're going to do what we discussed earlier.
okay. Sorry.
That's fine. But once again, at this point in time, we've got $140,000 in for that for a new tractor.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Those are all yeses on the joints.
So do we need to go ahead
And we need to move forward on that, huh?
and release the 4 half-ton trucks?
No, because it won't come out of this, you said. Out of this. So we don't.
Okay, then we get down to precinct 1. We have road materials allocated at $130,000.
Yes. And I want to move that from wait to yes. I want to go ahead and actually put yes on that one and still wait on the dump truck. I hadn't made my mind up on the dump truck yet.
Everybody good with yes on?
What about your side cutter?
You gonna,
Yeah, the side cutter still should have a yes on it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everything but,
where you gonna move that 102 that you're, for the dump truck that you had for it, where you gonna move it to?
Well, do I have to move it right now, or does it have to be? Well, I don't know if I want to wait on it, or if something else might come up possibly.
Okay.
We've got a yes on his road materials at 130. And a yes on the backhoe.
Yes.
And a yes on the side cutter. And we'll wait on the dump truck there in precinct 1.
Let's visit on the backhoes for just a minute, and Commissioner, we're going to reach out to you for a minute as well. And we have requested 3 backhoes. We have the advertisement drafted for that. All 3 commissioners, y'all still want the backhoes?
Yes, sir.
No, wait.
I can't wait 7 months for one. I found one, a John Deere, that is available right now. I can't wait 7 months because I just have one backhoe in my deal, and I can't be out here working and loading material over here.
Right. So you're wanting to purchase a used one?
There's a new one, or I hadn't found a used one yet, but they have a new one in Tyler. No, Longview.
How much is it, Jody?
I was told for me not to get prices, but it's probably about the same cost as the other.
There again, we still have to go through the procurement process.
Right.
But once again, if we do go the direction that we're going with the other, then okay. We might have to worry about that.
Okay.
Let's hold up on the 3 backhoes. If it's 7, you're saying it's 7 months getting a backhoe, Jody?
7
He
months.
said 7, last week, me and Jody went and looked at some in Tyler, and they told us down there that it could be 7 to 12 months to get one.
I've been waiting
That's,
a little over a year for a new Kubota and still haven't got it yet with backhoe, but it's a lot smaller backhoe. Why don't we put weights on all the backhoes instead of them ordering you a backhoe? And let's discuss that a little differently. And I think we can go a little different direction on the backhoes. So all our backhoes we're going to put a weight on because we're not going to wait 7 months. So y'all good with that?
that's good.
I think we can get them and get them now instead of waiting.
if we can get them pretty quick, I could use one before summer myself.
They do.
I've got to have one before.
Yeah.
Jody needs one, yeah.
Barbara, so we could go and do that like we normally do stuff, right? If we don't take it out of these funds?
Well, commissioners are going to have to make a final decision as to how you want to do that. I think we need to make a decision.
Yeah.
Maybe in February 13th meeting
Right,
for what you want to do.
absolutely.
We put the city in here,
And the sheriff, once we get a figure on that sheriff's department.
then we allocate these, everything else we talked about today, over to our general county budget.
Right.
But here's the thing, that's going to free up a portion of the purchasing, but it's not going to free up all the purchasing, because it's still $130,000 or $120,000. So it'll be just the same way you bought anything else that you bought in the past. Still have to send specifications, still have to put the advertisement in the newspaper, wait the number of days, come back to court for approval.
No problem.
Yeah, you would still have to utilize your customary.
Right, customary, but just not as,
Would you
I think personally we ought to move the backhoes to definitely a weight instead of moving forward with those. And I think that we can work that out with doing the
Are you
advertising.
talking about taking it out of our own budget? The backhoes?
Well, if we don't use these funds
Right.
here for it,
Well-
we'll have more allocated money
Yeah,
over
what
for that.
in the future, in the past, that like a piece of machinery, you had to pay for it within your time limit.
Right.
And a backhoe and a maintainer, in my opinion, is a necessity to your job, and we shouldn't be held to a 4-year deal to get it paid off, especially a maintainer. A new one's $400,000.
We're going to be all right.
We will have funds available.
Right.
We don't pay cash.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying.
You pay it off.
Paying it off.
Right, okay.
One time sick.
Okay, but I didn't know that they had a deal that you had 4 years to pay for it, and I needed one last year, and there's no way I could pay 3 years to get a,
I think we'll be fine this way.
okay. Just don't run into that problem,
Right.
because you're helping the next guy come in,
Right.
regardless.
All right, so precinct 2, we had taken road materials off last time, and we had a new 5 to 6 yard dump truck.
And I'm gonna put it on weight.
Okay.
And the new backhoe is on weight.
Yes.
There's one thing that's not on here. I need a mini excavator to clean out ditches, and the reason why is my great all at the mechanic shop, our own mechanic shop, told me get rid of it because it's fixing a crater on you. And that is my next, what I need, it and a backhoe. We put them on weight.
So let's just don't put that in there, Joe D. Won't put it in there at all.
Okay,
So, but we understand that you need that, but we'll leave these as a weight
okay.
and,
And the motor grader, it's a weight,
okay.
yeah.
What about road materials? You don't need any?
Well, yeah, I mean, I can use it, but I was gonna use it more on equipment.
Okay. All right. We good.
We good on me.
Okay. We'll move on. Precinct 3. Jody's waiting on all his.
All right. And then precinct 3, we had road materials, $135,000.
He's waiting on that.
We got to wait. And the only thing I like the trailer, I'm gonna wait on it because I don't. We got one, but like we need another one. But I think I'll need something else. But we'll wait on it. And I've talked to you about the motor grader, right?
Yeah.
And it's way under what we were looking at. But so is that? I can go ahead and get that.
Tammy, we reran all of that.
Yes. But it was 175, 185, and the rest was 100 over. So I can move on with it.
We did go out different parables on all of that, and we provided that. All right, we will get that to Ms. Martin today.
Because I'd like to get it on the February the 7th, the 13th budget. Because, I waited, he's held it for almost 6 months. And, he told me the other day that I need to move on it or something, but it's a good maintainer. And so it's well below everybody else's.
Yeah, there again, we had to go back and rerun those.
Yeah.
That wasn't
You're
the
right.
price on that as well. I will see if I can pull that up on my phone.
185, I think. And some change, but we'll just leave.
185?
Yeah, something.
Instead of the 265?
Yes. And but I just didn't want
We
to
need
take a
to
chance
move.
to lose it.
We're going to get it.
Okay.
Put it on, Monica, I need to put that on.
Yes. Because I didn't realize a new motor grader was almost 400,000. That's what I was talking about, the term of, like I said, 2 years left. And if I took it out of my budget, there's no way I wouldn't have any kind of material to work with or anything.
Right, I got you.
And the pool truck, I don't know if they said they could get one, somebody could get one or what, but those 550s and up are,
let's put it on wait, and then I
Okay.
think we've got.
Yeah. But we've been, I just hate that we have to wait on this stuff that, nobody's making them and stuff. It's crazy. We'll put a wait on that one too.
Okay. Now, there again, when we met previously, what we wound up with was each commissioner had a target of 500,000 for their particular items. Coming back in and reducing that dollar amount of yours has lowered you $80,000.
Right.
To keep everybody the same, or was going to come back and increase your road material?
Yes, that'd be good. Just increase the road material, because I'm gonna need it.
Hey,
That's why I was asking Jeff about his, that 100,000.
Before we go on, tell maybe this is not on there, but I was also advised by the mechanic department about the double steel drum roller, the cat, to sell it as well, and it's shared equipment. How do y'all feel about that, as far as upgrading it?
Well, Dana and I have got one.
Right. What I'm saying is I could change my dump truck to a roller if y'all didn't want, if y'all are comfortable with what y'all have, and I can have precinct 1 to have its own roller, as far as that goes.
Unless you and Joe want to go together on one and however y'all want to.
Yeah, I'm all for it, if y'all want to do share one.
It'd be good if we all,
Yeah, I'm fine.
But we got the other one, which, that little other dual wheel roller. If this guy don't come along and get together, we're gonna have another guy gonna come to the shop and fix that double wheel roller, the little other one we have.
Small one.
But they said that the parts are not gonna be, they're not making anymore. As far as I know.
Well, they don't make the spindle, but it wasn't the spindle that went out, it was the bearing on the, and they can replace it.
Okay.
And, but like I said, if you wanna.
If that's fine, if as long as it's next point of future, so.
Yeah, but that way you have you'd have 3 rollers. And somebody that always could, something happened to one, you could have a third roller. And it is a good roller, but it's just over 20 years old and no parts can hardly get parts. It's even cars and stuff, you can't get parts for them. But it'll wait to get it going. I got a guy, but he's dragging his feet, but now I got
So
another.
we can wait on that, be fine?
Well, we're gonna go ahead and get the roller, the other one fixed. If y'all want to look at that roller, I wouldn't wait. If you was going to do it,
Come up to me in precinct 2.
if y'all want to do that.
Jimmy, precinct 4. Put
Yours as it is for now, Commissioner?
Well, let it just hold up for a minute. I'll talk to Joe D about that, see if he wants to share one with me later on, and we'll come back on that one.
All right, so now we're down to precinct 4, road materials and equipment. We had in 180,000.
Yes, I've got a question about that too, Mark. On road materials, do we have to specify what roads we're going to use these materials on, or can they be used anywhere in my precinct?
Yes and no. They can be used anywhere in your precinct. And when it's all said and done, if somebody said, where'd you use that material, we need the documentation to go out and say, it was used on county road such and such, this many tons of road oil, county road such and such. So you don't have to tell us in advance, but either while you're doing it or when you've completed the project, we need to know which road it was and how much material went into it, and how much of your funds went to that specific road.
We could, on that right there, you could probably go to Aragon and tell them to add a road number on your invoice. Yeah. And like Span, if we get some him, he can put the road number on his. That way we would have verification where we use it at.
Well, I usually keep up.
Yeah.
We may be spinning wheels here, boys, because if we go with the fire department and the county, then it'll be back to the old way on your materials and stuff. You won't have to document all that.
Okay.
If you do utilize the ARPA funds, and I don't know how the commissioners here do, some counties we work with, all the commissioners
But-
and be able to document where those funds are.
So if you had the road material that you had left over and moved over, how would you do that? Would you just allocate that road there, you just go ahead and use it for the other road?
You'd have to guess it.
If I'm understanding your question
Yeah,
correctly.
so like gravel,
Okay.
you got extra left over.
Now, at the point in time that you utilize those funds for, now let's say County Road 1280. You don't have to document in advance that I'm going to use X tons of material on
Okay,
this road.
just whatever you use.
Whatever you use.
Whatever you use for that road.
Okay.
How much material went into that road?
Okay.
And what part of your material funds went into that road?
That'd be-
I think it would be pretty simple when y'all sign off on those.
Right,
Turn them in the office,
right.
You just write road number.
Road number, yes.
Road number, just your handwritten note. Wouldn't that meet the requirement?
Because most of the time we order just when, like the amount of oil we use that day, it's documented because that's the only road we're, the 2 roads we're doing and everything, so.
And there again, if it's road oil, if they're delivering it, usually the trip ticket will specify the location.
Yeah.
And there again, we need those tickets to put in the copies of the.
And you just keep up with enough of that to where we cover that 180 or whatever, like I've got there.
Once again, what it amounts to is we have to have a paper trail. 3 years from now, somebody comes out and says, all right, we've got $180,000 of road material, tell us where it is. We can pull all the trip tickets, we have a list of the roads, and we can say, we can take you out there and show you where.
Okay.
I have one question on that. And equipment. Road materials, we got all the purchasing in place, we did all that last summer, but and equipment, how much of that, what kind of equipment is it, Jimmy?
What,
Well, what's listed on here is road materials and equipment,
Oh.
$180,000. Is it just?
I think it's supposed to just be road
it
material.
should be just road material, yeah. Yes, for the 180.
Mark, on that used shared equipment, on that tanker, he got a deal, maybe a quick price, about $32,000 for a used one. Back up to the shared equipment. And
And if you could give me some specs on that.
I will, because like, he just,
That's that oil tanker,
it's an oil tanker truck.
32,000, 70-something
And
thousand.
I will get you specs on it, and in fact, I'll get them right now.
I think that's, what about your dump trucks, Jimmy?
Wait, yes, I want to stay with them. And the backhoe, but I mean, if we're going to wait on.
We're gonna put a
that,
weight on
yeah,
the
Put a
backhoe.
weight on the backhoe.
Okay.
All right. So we good on precinct 4 now?
Yes, sir.
We're good.
And then we've got the other entities. We have chip seal the parking lot at the ag extension office, allocated $8,000.
Y'all really think it needs to be chip sealed over there and leave it like it is?
Do what?
At the extension office, y'all think it needs to be chip sealed, or y'all think we can just leave it like it is and just patch it up?
I just, to me, you probably could use, clean it off and put layer of like oil sand on it, and have it, instead of tearing it all the way up.
I mean, it's
think-
pretty decent right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, other than them piling that stuff all out there on it now. The gardeners.
They're gonna have people coming in with trailers and stuff tearing it up anyway.
Well, if you just fix the front where they park at, that's,
That'd be
that
it.
oil sand is not,
Yeah, you could take and scalp that front up there with oil sand, and I think it'd be good.
yeah.
And
You
you're
don't want to-
probably not looking.
How much oil sand will it take? I've never measured it or anything.
Probably, that's what I was sitting here
Probably
trying
gonna
to
be
think, probably, I'm gonna say half of that. 4,000 would be more than enough, I think, to,
Because it's the
To
truck
scalp-
load's
just scalp that.
$2,400 a load.
yes, 24.
24, 48.
5,000 for 2 trailer truckloads.
Because, we could all get down there and, use,
Yeah,
let them just put the trucks and just start and
Just-
take the maintainer.
just take a belly dump and drop a load there and
Be done with it.
let
Yeah.
Y'all think we can do that for $5,000?
Yeah, I think so, without any problem.
Let's put 5,000 in there.
It's gonna be oil sand.
Yeah. You know, they really hadn't complained about it, but
And we'll still,
Next item is maintenance shop, additional tools,
It's got $3,500
18
anybody got any comments on that? Whether we had it moving forward, maintenance shop, additional tools and equipment?
I think we need to downsize that in. You think 30,000 is a little too much on that?
well, they was going to get some, well, these new cars and stuff, they're going to have to upgrade their computer system because most of this don't read like the new sheriff department Tahoes.
Yeah.
And that's very important that we gotta, keep up with theirs because they've got to have theirs.
We'll leave it as is.
And they're going to have a new tire machine too. That
Right.
tire machine is
Right.
gone. And
Yeah.
that's what they
And-
change all the sheriff department tires and stuff.
And a new balance machine because
Well, let's leave it there.
Yeah, because
I'd say leave it at that.
that's a very important on keeping the sheriff department going.
They're just gonna have to get some specs and stuff to get the mark so that if we do move that direction, they got it.
All right, so we're leaving that one. Next thing, we've got the used train truck at $85,000.
Yes.
I think they need it,
Yeah, they need it.
because every time they come out, they've got a whole flat big truck and don't have nothing there to do it with, no crane or anything, and it's
It's
something.
got a little hoist, little winch on it, but it won't handle some of these tractor tires or grader tires or anything.
Not with just one person. Usually
It's a need for it.
We'll leave it there as a yes.
Then we've got the Sugar Hill Fire Department at $10,000.
that repeater, that way that,
Is that the repeater?
yeah, that's the repeater where they have it. There's complaining that they wasn't getting signals out there because we live out that way and we can't hardly get internet service. And they was having trouble. Nobody couldn't get contacted to go to a fire.
Well, if you're out there on 71, you gotta stand right in the middle of the road, almost get your phone to work.
But
So
that way they
Trust me, I know.
would be able to go and it maybe make the others around them stronger, like Talco or something. Would that help with that maybe? Would that repeater just go? I don't know how it works,
I don't know, but we definitely need the repeater there at Sugar Hill. If that's what that $10,000 is, a
Yeah.
repeater, then we'll move forward with
Right,
that as
okay.
well. Yes.
Then we've got chip seal 14 miles of roadway, the city of Talco, got $350,000 for that.
Brother Mars and are y'all here? I'm assuming that's the reason that you three are here. Well, I guess we could have went down to the bottom and took a little time away from y'all. Sorry about that.
It's all right. I'm Michael Mars, I'm on the city council in Talco. Our mayor, Keith Thompson, and our city secretary, Jackie Moore here too, and our other council person, she wasn't able to make it. But we're tickled that we're on that we made the list, like the lady in the Bible told Jesus, just the crumbs from the table. So we're glad to be here, but comments, we've got some places that are really bad shape, that beyond our capability just to maintain. We don't have the equipment to be able to repair everything. We were looking at the mileage on there, and it's calling for 14 miles. And I think when the city employees gave that number, that's I think several miles more. I think they were counting in some of the state maintained roads that we don't have responsibility for. So I'm not very good to negotiate. Right?
So you're giving some money back is what he's telling us, Brother Morris. We appreciate you showing up today.
We can see how this is going. But there's definitely some areas that we would love to have the base, some base repairs and things like that done, but we know the feasibility of getting off
Right.
every square inch of our streets is, that's kind of pushing it I think with the budget there. So, whatever's realistic, we're willing to partner. We've got a couple of employees that can, that can help. I mean, we're willing to pitch in however we're available, we're just.
Right.
Did the city of Talco already get relief money?
We got $120,000 in ARPA, a grant that we had to use for our water and sewer system. That was our water wells going down on us and everything, and so we weren't able to allocate that towards anything to do with our streets, But we got 2 installments of $60,000. I think we're on our. But we used it on our water wells and some for our wastewater plant, things that can't be put off.
So do you think 300,000 would do? You've got less miles over there, is what you're telling us, than the 14?
We've got less miles. Like I say, we're glad because, we pay county taxes.
Absolutely.
We're just tickled that y'all invite us to be part of this. And, but I think that 14 miles is definitely, I think it's more than what we have. We want to be
fair.
about that. So.
You commissioners know more about what it's going to take per mile.
I figured that what y'all have is 25,000 a mile. I don't know if that was just a guesstimate or what. But
It's about, the oil and stuff, it's according to how wide the roads are.
Right.
Some of the roads are real narrow there, and some of them are not. And it's, I think that'd be sufficient, if we could do it.
Well, I think we definitely need to leave it in there. And if it comes in under that figure, do you know the mileage, Tim? Does anybody know? So 275 would most likely do the 10. Is that, y'all got to tell me, I'm not road man, so y'all know what it takes. Is it $27 a mile, or is that a good figure, close figure, or ballpark figure? Or?
I know for 2 miles, you can go of oil. I spent $18,000. That's just for oil alone but it was a 20-foot wide road. But
why don't we move that to 275 then? If you're talking about 10, there's 4 miles, and they're trying to be fair with us, and I think we can be fair with them. And he's got some people to help us. If we move it to 275, we may not get all of Talco completed, but we're going to get close to.
What we can, get the most out of it. We don't want to seal coat a road. It's going to
dead end to zero.
It's going to fall apart, or it doesn't get the same traffic as every place else. We want.
I think we can move.
Get the most.
I think we ought to move that to 275 and put 10 miles instead of the 14 miles. And
can we?
Go ahead.
No.
One question that I had, Mark, since they have already got ARPA funds, can we still give them?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that was a concern.
Yeah, that was one of my concerns. I wanted to help them, but
Well, because like I said, I'll get over there, and Jimmy's got a meter, and just give me what roads that we need to measure.
Dana will get with you on measuring those roads.
Get with him, tell him what roads he can take this meter and measure the length and get the width of an average width of it, and we can tell pretty close to what it's going to cost to do.
I think what we did, our folks looked at on Google Earth and measured the length that way. So I think we're averaging about maybe 20 foot wide.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
But like I said, I get that. Let's put it. It's a GPS deal. Put it on my truck, and start and stop. It tells me how many feet, how many miles, and it doesn't, I just have to average the road width, but it's pretty accurate.
He'll get with one of y'all.
Just give me the road numbers and send them to me, and I'll get it, we'll get it going. Because I think if we get all four get to own it at one time, it wouldn't take that long to get it done. I think we can get it done within with a month or so, especially if the weather's dry and where we can get going. And I think we could, with all four precincts, I think we can get there and get it done. And not just have.
We're going to move that to 275 then, and not that we don't want to help you more, but we appreciate the honesty in coming to us, and Talco's part of Titus County, and we hadn't forgot about you, and we appreciate the fire department over there as well, and we'll move that to 275. If Dana runs those roads and it's a little different, then we can always try to do that.
It'll be pretty accurate, because I'll measure the roads with it. But the thing here, it'll start where we need it and all that.
Okay.
Just give me the road numbers, the road names, and I'll just drive them. And I'll get back with you.
275 then.
We got another one that she brought up, Miss Mears. Did y'all know anything about it?
She said something about the museum, but I don't know.
She said something about, helping. She's wanting to remodel up there.
She's talking about remodeling the school over there, I think.
Well, no, that's school, but the upper where she got all the books and stuff.
That's the museum. City Hall, and we don't know, she hasn't given us any specifications.
I called Randy yesterday, and he said he's going to call her to be here.
Y'all don't have any funds allotted to that, do you?
No, sir.
Okay.
She hasn't approached us or anything.
Is it feasible to put money into that building?
We have people come and visit it, and there's probably some stuff over there that needs to be done. I mean, it has a lot of history of Talco.
Right.
We got a lot of the history of Talco sitting on that one bench right there, so.
But, if she could get that to us about what she's wanting to do, but I just didn't know if it was feasible putting money into an older building, you know what I'm saying?
I think what she was looking at was something with was it windows?
Windows. She really hasn't given us any information on it.
She told us she was coming over here, but
I know she's wanting some funds, I just don't know exactly what those funds are for, so. Y'all aren't together on it, so we'll put that to 275 and move on to the next item now.
Okay. But just be assured, tell her that we did discuss it. Well, Randy must not got a hold of her yesterday, and he was supposed to, so we tell her that we'll get her on there.
I have it right here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, it's reframe, weatherproof windows and doors, demo bathroom, remodel bath and vanity toilet, and usable space, demo and repropose closets and cabinets through outbuilding flooring for 800 square feet. Let's see, I don't have it. I got some total, I had to add it up here, but she don't have it total. Oh yeah, it's $22,300 for total what she was asking for.
We'll just consider that.
Do what?
We'll just have to consider that when we talk to her. All right, we're ready.
All right, we're ready for the generators.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 4 generators for the special utility district at $500,000.
How do y'all feel about that being a?
Well, I really don't see why we're putting generators in there, because they're a very wealthy water district, and they charge us for everything they ever do for you, in my opinion. I'd rather put it for somewhere that's good for the community, I know it's a water district, but they charge for anything they do. They're not, I mean, they may be a nonprofit organization, but they've got a lot of money.
I was told that as well.
You boys are on that water out there. I'm not on it.
I'm not on it either.
You're not on Tri-Water? I mean, are your services?
Huh?
You get water
No.
from them, right?
No,
You don't get, you
I
got a
don't.
well?
I don't, no, I've got a
Okay.
well.
I do. I pay quite a bit.
I don't know if y'all want to take it off. I mean, there's still a weight on there anyway, but if y'all want to take it off or leave it on, or?
I just shouldn't take it off myself, but, I mean, I'm not the only
I
one.
agree. I think we need to take it off.
Jimmy? Take it off? Name?
I just got mixed emotions, so I'm leave it alone.
We'll leave it on there as a weight then.
Leave it on there and wait. And then we have the line item for the start of the fire department. We had 992,000 some change in there for that.
I feel that we can take that off. Is that good, Barbara, to take? Because if we've got the other,
If we're gonna do what we
Yeah.
discussed.
yeah. Yeah, we can take that figure off.
On that water deal, you know, generators, I just think we need to get him to explain us what he's really looking for.
They're looking for a backup generator to run the pumps, I'm sure. I
Right.
mean, but, I mean, this,
Well,
I
I know,
thought they had like 3 million in the bank too, so.
I mean, they got a lot of money in the bank, more than 3 million.
I know the one station out there by me has got a generator on
Right.
it. So I don't know how many, don't have.
I mean,
but-
we can get them to explain it, but
Yeah, we'll put it as a weight. We won't take it all the way off and let Aaron and them come and visit with us about it and then go from there. It's just, that's the same thing. They are charging those customers for that. And
yeah.
But,
So-
we'll just, I get it, I
you
guess we
got all the Titus County paying taxes. Well, not everybody's on Tri-Water.
Right.
Not everybody, so it kind of rubs some of them wrong, some of them right. So let's let him explain that and just leave it as a weight on there.
You want, do I need to get him on the agenda to come talk or something? Or?
He can come at some point, it'll be a little bit before we have another meeting with Mark and them, but we
Okay.
definitely need him on the agenda
Okay.
before we meet with Mark and them again.
All right.
So give us our totals and
All right, y'all ready to talk about the elephant in the room?
we over.
$1,023,696 over.
Do you have a way on there of the weighting, what we've got waiting to take that figure out of there? Or that's not just yeses that we're over on? That's everything.
At this point in time. And we can you kind of run the numbers as I give them to you?
Ms. Parker, are you here just to observe, or is there something that you did want to speak on? I don't want to, okay, perfect. There's comments, so I just make sure there wasn't something you need to comment on. So we appreciate you being here.
She got that brain, she got it figured already.
She got them wheels rolling up there. That's why I was making sure she didn't have any questions.
And y'all keep in mind while she's running this, she's trying to get a subtotal for everything that was clicked yes. I know there's definitely an interest in the backhoes that we had marked as weight on those. So there was
The whole deal is going to come down to, Mark, and we're transparent here in Mount Pleasant, or I want to be a transparent court. The whole deal that's going to come down to, in my opinion, and this is just me speaking, not speaking for the other 4 commissioners, if we do move those funds over for the sheriff's department and for the fire department, we're going to be pretty close to that $6 million, and those will be funds that we'll use for those backhoes and stuff from our general fund, whereas we do our regular procedures to get those. Not that we're not interested in the backhoes, but it may be a different route for us to go at those.
Well, and I agree that it's potentially a different route, but you're still tied into your total dollars.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Those backhoes are not going to be in that total there. But yes, under the $6 million for sure. Right. While she's doing that, does any commissioners have anything that y'all would like to say, or start with you, Mr. Parsons?
No, I don't have anything.
Jody?
No, I don't have anything.
Dana?
The deal on the material is just what time frame is we have to start using if we need the materials. Can we start using the money right away on this, or?
Yes, sir, on the materials, we've already been through the materials.
Okay.
We have the documentation.
Okay.
On that.
Just wherever we use it, okay.
Can I address that? We do have the procurement, that's done. But in order for us to spend those funds, I don't want y'all to spend them out of this American Rescue Plan money and then us decide that we're going to do what we're talking about
Okay.
with the jail.
Okay.
So my suggestion is I'll put some information together for you, and if it's okay, if it meets the requirements, commissioners can vote on February the 13th to go ahead and use those
Okay.
funds,
Okay.
American Rescue Plan funds, for the way that we discussed for the city and the sheriff department and any other payroll to use those up.
Okay.
Then those would come over into general county.
Okay.
And then you can, the road materials are ready to go.
Okay.
And then we'll go through the standard purchasing.
Okay. Okay. But then if we.
What Barbara's saying to you is the same exact way that y'all have for how many ever years you've been here with your road materials will be back to that figure.
But we won't-
You won't have to be getting these,
We won't have to keep up where they go to.
be just like it's always been. Exactly.
All right. Less paperwork.
Absolutely.
All right, so the yeses that y'all currently have on here is $4,924,000.
Right.
So we're well below.
Still, but we're not gonna be below because we got the sheriff's department. That's just with the city in there, so.
Okay.
Mark, you have any closing comments, or?
No, sir, other than, once again, all commissioners are in agreement to everything that is marked yes currently, going ahead and moving forward with those specific items.
And I did get specs on that tanker trailer.
Okay.
And I'll get it, go down and have it, paper, tell them to give you a copy of it before you leave.
And my understanding on that, Mark, is if let's say we did go with all those yeses there, we still got $2 million. We could use that. We can use all of the sheriff's money or partial amount for that payback.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, once again, you're still talking for locked into
to the $6 million, but whatever, we're fine with that. Sheriff, Deputy, you have anything that you'd like to say? I didn't want you to be left out. I spoke with everybody but you, so. Barbara, you have any more comments?
Are y'all prepared for February 13th to make a decision?
I believe so.
And if the sheriff's department is not enough, is there another department you'd like to look at to get to that number?
Appreciate it.
I'm speaking, and I'm not the auditor for darn sure, but I think that we can almost get to that figure with the sheriff's department with the $6 million without anything. But But I don't think we got to worry about a different department as far as accounting, but I could be wrong on that, Barbara. But you'll let me know that, in a day or so or an hour or so. She's always good about that. We appreciate her.
The only other item that we've not even really discussed is the 4 half-ton trucks. But when we do this the way, if y'all decide to do it the way that we're talking about, we can do those off the checks or by order.
Right.
Okay.
And in that way, we did discuss that, but with Mark, without him having to go through seeing if they're with tips, they're approved for the county with our regular, not federal money, so we would be fine to move forward that way. Okay.
I know Sandlin and Ford House are that way.
Right.
I ain't heard from I know Toyota, they said that they couldn't.
Toyota's out.
Yeah. But Keith's supposed to get back with me.
Okay. I doubt he's with tips, but he could be. Well, if nobody else has any comments, I'll take. Jody Mitchell makes a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Parchman. All those in favor? Aye. Aye.